what's going on, everybody? It is your gracious co-host, Jay Stokes, over here waiting on Jay Random, my other co-host on this podcast, to call in. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties regarding regarding us being on here at the same time, but I guess I'm just going to have to go with the show until he buzzes in. So this is AVIOT, which stands for Atypical Voices in Our Time. This is the official podcast of K3mistry Productions, a company that specializes in media literacy or media education. So Jay Random just called in right now, and I'm going to buzz him in. Let's see if we can hear him. Hey, Random, are you there?
You hear me?
Random, you there? Yeah, I can hear you. You
hear
there?
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You hear the echo? Yeah, I'm here. But do you hear the echo?
All right. No, I don't hear any echo. All right, so that is Jay. This is Jay Random, everybody. He has joined in with us. Jay Random, we missed you last week. How was your time off?
Oh, man, time off was good with the family. You know, we went on a 7-day cruise to the Bahamas, and it was very nice. My youngest son enjoyed it. He didn't want to come back. He was hoping that he was actually hoping that the ship stall. You know, he had fun. My wife had fun.
So you could stay out at sea longer?
Exactly. Yeah, so next year we're trying to do another family cruise. You know how that is. But no, it was fun,
all
man.
Right.
But I heard the show, you know, good looking out, sending me the link. Everything sounded good. You know, I wish I could have called, but calling on the cruise, it would have been a nightmare. The internet service is horrible.
I bet. And I actually made the mistake of telling the audience out there that you were enjoying your anniversary. Your anniversary was actually the week before, right?
Oh, it was, let me see. Yes. Yep. You're right. The 25th was, 21st was our anniversary. I don't know. I keep on getting 25th from. The 21st was the anniversary. June 21st was the anniversary. So, yeah, we went to Montreal, you know, try to travel.
Yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up.
Yes.
So, as I said before, this is AVIOT, Atypical Voices in Our Time. Here we give a different perspective on news media. This is the official podcast of K3mistry Productions. Like I said before, K3mistry specializes in teaching about media literacy or media education. That's K3mistry, K3mistry, not like chemistry, the lab set. So, Jay, before we get things started, I just wanted to ask, how was your day? Anything new happen?
No, same old, you know, just happy to be alive, happy to do this radio show, you know, same old.
Yes, sir, nothing new. I got you. Well, my day was pretty hectic. I was putting things together for K3mistry pretty much all day. As you know, we're short-staffed, and I always have to try and keep on top of the Tumblr blog and the regular web blog and our YouTube channel. I haven't been able to really put up any new videos lately on the YouTube channel with me speaking on certain topics. I actually wanted to get into The Incredibles 2, and I wanted to also get into Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's pretty old, but I still got to cover those topics.
All right. Hey, it's never too old, man, so you talk about it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, good point. But today's episode, the episode is titled Men of Our Word. Here we talked about keeping true to your word, and we're going to stay with that theme. So pretty much, speaking of staying true to your word, have you heard of the whole issue surrounding singer Demi Lovato and how she said she was sober and now she relapsed?
Yes, I have, and I think that's a sad case because I feel like, listen, I never did drugs like how she did it, but I feel like when you relapse, I think you already been on it. So all this time she's been telling us she's sober, she probably really wasn't. Because no one really goes that hard on the first time coming back. That I think. Right. You know, so
so maybe she wasn't keeping true to her word.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think she was. I mean, I feel sorry for her because when you OD and you're a celebrity, it's embarrassing, you know? Because now the cat's out the bag. Cat's out the bag.
That's
you
true.
Can't say, same thing like with Rick James. Remember Rick James came out, he talking about he wasn't on drugs, and then he dies of cocaine. So it's sad how some people can't fight that demon. Addictive trait is really serious. People tend to forget that. When you have an addictive trait, it's not as simple as a person like me who don't have an addictive trait is just like, whatever, I ain't doing it no more. But when you're addicted to something, or when you have that trait, it's not as easy as just saying I'm not going to do it again. So yeah, sad news about her. I'm glad she's okay though. But
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, we featured a story about Demi Lovato on our Tumblr page, and one of the things that was highlighted was the fact that she is a celebrity and she's rich, so she actually has access to the resources that can help her out. What do you think about that?
I think that is so true. The only problem is when you're addicted, and she has to really want to stop. And until she wants to stop, no matter what people around her try to do, until she wants to wake up, it's just a waste of time. She has to want it. Yeah. I don't think she wants it.
Yeah. I hear you with that. So
you have to be strong.
Pretty sad news. Well, going along with this whole staying true to your word, I actually wanted to, and I mentioned it earlier to you via text, but I wanted to make a surprise story for the podcast. And and basically, staying true to your word, I wanted to get into this whole white nationalism thing. I've heard a lot of people say that, well, we should be able to say we're proud of being white and we're a white nationalist because that means we're proud of our culture. We have pride. But this is my thing. If you're a white nationalist, and every time I hear the word white nationalist or see white nationalists doing a demonstration, they always end up terrorizing people or killing people. I associate that with the word or the term or phrase white nationalism or white nationalist. So you need to stay true to who you are. If you're a white nationalist, you're pretty much a terrorist.
Terrorist. Strong words.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying that because every time you see a demonstration, and the reason why I bring this up is because this man named Jason Kessler, who actually orchestrated the rally in Charlottesville last year that ended up in the death of a young woman, he is orchestrating another rally for white nationalism in D.C. For the anniversary of Charlottesville. And what I'm saying is every time we see a white nationalist event, it always ends up with somebody dying or some crazy event happening. So that's why I'm equating white nationalism with terrorism. I know it's strong words, but what else can we call it at this point?
No, that's true. I mean, because that's all they're doing is terrorizing. They're trying to incite anger, And it's funny that you say, excuse me, them being terrorists, because I'm not sure, and it's similar to what we're talking about, but not really. So just bear with me.
Okay.
Also, yeah. So you're right. I think they can be considered terrorists because that's all they do. They terrorize. They're not really trying to do anything but incite riots or incite anger and not even fear, more anger in other nationalities. And you're saying that the guy who orchestrated the first rally in, you said what? Where is it again? Charlottesville. Yeah. So he's trying to start another one in D.C. That's not the best place to have it.
Well, guess what? They said if he can get his, if he
permit?
can, what did it say? Yeah, it said when we have all the information we need to make sure the public is safe and that park resources are protected, then we'll issue the permit. That's what a National Park Service spokesman said. So they're going to allow it to happen. They're going to allow it to happen just as long as they can ensure the public is going to be safe. It's just going to be a demonstration. That's what he claims. What Kessler claims.
So what are they demonstrating? Does anybody know what they're demonstrating?
Well, we have to go back to the Charlottesville one. We have to go back to the Charlottesville one. What were they demonstrating there? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember. They were demonstrating because they were upset that the national monuments, right, the national statues,
yes,
were being taken down, right?
the statue of white supremacist leaders. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I just feel like anytime they show up, bad things happen. And yeah, it's crazy. But what I was gonna say to veer off is to ask you a question about did you hear the news about the slain 18-year-old girl? Her name is Nia,
Wilson.
right? Yeah, Nia Wilson. So I read an article that matter of fact, I was listening to a radio show. I didn't even read the article. I was listening to a radio show today, and I heard that a bunch of white guys came to her vigil wearing "Make America Great Again" hats. So I'm like, why did they show up? Yeah, why did they show up to her vigil, but to incite anger? You know?
Yeah. And you could probably classify them as white nationalists as well. They probably identify them with that. Yep.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, and it's funny you Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go.
I was gonna say it's funny you mentioned Miss Nia Wilson. God rest her soul. She. What I'm noticing is that the media, they're starting to kind of shape this narrative of the killer, whose name was I think Connell. His name. Let me get his actual name. John Lee Cowell. His family is saying that he was mentally ill, but in the news,
no.
Yeah, and I'm saying you need to listen. This shapes this whole men of our word, staying true to your word scenario altogether. This is why I say that, because when you have one part of the news saying that he was a robber and a criminal, he was known for being in crime and known for robbing people and doing all these things, and his family is blaming mental illness on that. I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to call that mental illness, then you need to stay true to your word and call all these black gangsters that you throw in jail, you need to call them mentally ill as well. Don't say he's mentally ill if he has the capacity to rob people and commit crimes. Like, I can list some of the things that he's done. And I'm like, I don't know any mentally ill person that has done those things.
No, I agree. I just see, and this is when the water gets muddy, when they start to try to put everybody that does something out of the ordinary, quote unquote, as mental health. Just call it what it is. You're an evil person. You're evil.
Yeah. Did you know at age 18, Cowell actually was arrested for beating up a man? Reportedly, they say. He was arrested for beating up a man and sucker punching his daughter outside of their home in California.
Wow. Some people are lucky, man. They can get away with a lot of crimes before they do something very bad, and then it's like, oh, this guy's been a model criminal for the longest.
Yeah, I think he went to jail like 5 times. It said cops flew him behind bars at least 5 more times after that incident.
Well, hey, listen, it's sad, man, because we know what it's about, so it's not fair.
We definitely do.
It isn't.
It's not fair. The system is definitely tailored to protect. We'll just flat out say it. The system is tailored to protect Caucasian individuals. That's just how it is. Caucasian white individuals, and
that's what it seems like.
That is definitely what it seems like, and we need to replace this system with a system of justice and equality. If you're going to do that, then we need to treat black men and Hispanic men and black women and Hispanic women and Arab men and Arab women the same way. We can't just do it for one demographic and not do it for the other demographics. Speaking of which, that's a good segue into the story I know you were itching to talk about, this stand your ground law in Florida. So do you want to take it away, Mr. Random?
So I printed out from findlaw.com an article that had here are the states that have passed stand your ground law. So when I name these states out to you, you're not gonna be surprised. about any of them. So first one is Alabama, then there's Alaska, Arizona, Florida.
Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska. Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, Nevada. Now, we're about to go to Nevada, but we'll get back to that. New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, and West Virginia. Now, the states I just named, those are the states that practice stand your ground. And
okay,
a lot of the states that I mentioned are the red states. So, all I can say about that is black people, Hispanic people, anybody that's non-white, you better get your gun permit because it's Wild Wild West in these places. Because the incident that happened with the father being killed in front of his 5-year-old didn't happen to happen. It didn't have to happen.
Well, can you give some more context? Can you give some more context to people out there about what we're talking about?
Okay, so you may know the story a little bit more, so I don't want to mess up the story, but I'll chime in. So you can tell the story and I'll chime in. Yes.
No problem. So Mr. Marquise McLaughlin, he is the now deceased father of 3. His girlfriend was in an argument with a white man. Marquise was black, and his girlfriend, who also was black, was in an argument with a white man who was arguing with her over parking in a handicapped space. She was in a handicapped space. He came over and argued with her. Marquise, who had one of their children with him, he ran over to the car because 2 of his kids were in the car with his girlfriend, and he shoved the white man on the ground. The white man's name is Michael Dreschka, and he shoved Dreschka to the ground. Mr. Marquise's girlfriend's name is Brittany Jacobs, and Michael Dreschka, the white man, while he was on the ground, he pulled out his gun. He had a concealed carrying permit or whatever, and he shot Marquise, and Marquise later on died. Now, what's crazy about this is Marquise, if you see the video, Marquise is backing up from the guy after he shoves him to the ground. But Mr. Michael Dreschka, I don't want to call him Mr. Michael, he claims that he was using stand your ground as he was using self-defense because he felt like his life was in danger. And so Mr. Random over here, what he's saying is that there is a double standard when it comes to this because obviously if you look at the video, and I can't even watch the video to be honest, it makes me sick to my stomach, Mr. Marquise, he just was trying to protect his family. And him and his family were actually the one in danger from Michael Dreschka, but Dreschka ended up killing him. And there are other incidences where you have white people killing black people over the stand your ground law in Florida and Georgia. But when black people use the same thing, it seems like they don't get the same treatment. And Mr. Random, do you have any examples of that happening?
So I just want to add more to what you were saying about that story real quick. So, the sad part is with stand your ground, it seemed like everybody's standing their ground after they get their butt whooped.
Yep.
Everyone is standing their ground after starting the fight. So how are you standing your ground when you're starting the fight? Meaning, I'm not even going to
say the same thing. I'll just about to mention that.
I'm trying to stay current only because we all know that was still foul. But how can you start by arguing? First of all, I have a problem with anybody arguing with a female. I think you're a coward if you're a man arguing with a female. And second of all, you're arguing with a female over a parking space that you have no rights to. Okay? Number one.
Yeah. Did he even have a car?
So, no, I'm not sure. But he provoked the argument by starting to argue. And then as soon as he gets pushed to the ground, I think if the man would have got bumped, he would have pulled his gun out. So I don't like the fact that people could start a fight or start a confrontation and then pull their gun out. How are you standing your ground? How do you fear for your life when you started it? It doesn't make any sense. Okay? So I have a problem with that. Number one. Number two, I have a problem when it seems like I don't have her name, and I apologize for not having her name. I wrote it down.
I have it.
Okay.
Marissa Alexander.
Thank you. So I have a problem with standing your ground when Melissa Alexandra, she was in an argument with what's her name? Melissa? What's her name?
Marissa Alexander.
Marissa. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I tore that name up. Edward Scissorhand that. So what's her name again?
Marissa Alexander. Yo, leave it up to Jay Random to mess up everything.
Marissa. I'm not saying her last name. I have a problem when she was just defending herself from her estranged
Marissa's
husband.
Black, by the way.
Yes.
Marissa's Black, by the way,
Black.
for all of you out there.
And she was in a dispute with her a domestic dispute with her husband or boyfriend. I can't remember who it was.
It was her husband at the time. Her husband
Gotcha.
at the time. Mm-hmm.
And instead of shooting him, she shot up in the air. Okay? So instead of shooting him to kill him, she shot a warning shot up in the air, and she was found guilty and was sentenced to 20 years. And guess what, guys? This happened in Jacksonville, Florida. So correct me if I'm wrong. I said Florida practice stand your ground. It doesn't say Florida over here, Florida over there. It says Florida practice stands your ground. So you're telling me that stand your ground means as soon as you take your gun out, you might as well kill the person. Because if you do anything else with your gun, you're going to jail? That's a dumb law. I have a problem with it. Seems like when we stand our ground, a.k.a. we're not trying to harm the person. We're just trying to scare the person. We get sentenced for 20 years. This law is not fair. It's not fair at all, so I have a problem with this law. First of all, I have the problem with the law, A, you can't start a fight or you can't start something and you can't finish it. Meaning you can't, I mean, think about it. In that case, only thing this law is allowing people to do, and I'm not even going to throw a color out. I'm just going to say, only thing this law is allowing people to do is to stir up trouble just to shoot them.
Right.
Yeah, you know, and that's a problem because this won't be the last time we hear this, and I have a problem with that. It's pretty sad that the 5-year-old is now going to be traumatized for the rest of his life, you know, and I feel sorry for
his father pass away.
Yeah. So this law has to go, man, because it looks like cowards are the only one that's benefiting from this law. You know, Zimmerman is the biggest coward. We all know he didn't pull out his gun into Trayvon, gave him the business. But why did he fight him? Because Trayvon didn't know who he was. He was on the phone with the cops saying, this freaky man is following you. The cops told Zimmerman, do not follow him. So once again, you cannot. Listen. There's a line. You can't cross the line, get beat up, and then now pull out your gun. No, it doesn't work like that. Just mind your business. Right. You're not the law. That's why they have 911. Use it. 911. Call it. If someone is parking in a handicapped spot and they don't belong, call 911.
Let's not get into that because we've seen all these cases of a lot of white people calling the cops on black people for random things. So that might even be problems on its own.
Yes, you got a point. Just to bring it home, I have a problem with the stand your ground law because the stand your ground law seems like everyone who's using it is really using it for the wrong reason. You should only stand your ground if someone's in your house, and let's see, if someone's in your home, your office. That's the only time you should really stand your ground, or if you're getting mugged. But you can't start something and can't finish it, because it's just not right, And what happened to wounding people? That's out of the window now. And it's sad.
It's just shoot to kill. It's just shoot to kill. Another thing about the
shoot to kill us. Don't forget that. Us.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, Jay Random and I are black, as I've said in the first episode, and as you should know by following K3mistry Productions, many things. So back to the Marissa Alexander piece. I actually read a little further into it, and there were some conflicting reports. One person, I guess, one media source said that claimed she was shooting at her husband at the time, and her husband had their child with him, and they were saying that was another reason why the staying your ground thing didn't work. So there's a lot of conflicting stories, and here's my take on that. Even if she was shooting at him with the child present, trying to defend herself, we must remember that Michael Dick, whatever his name is, the one that shot Mr. Marquise, he shot at a man who had 3 children with him and his girlfriend. So not only did Michael Drechka kill Marquise, he also endangered the lives of 3 children and a woman. So we also have to keep that in mind as well.
I agree. Definitely got to keep that in mind. And also, he shot at an angle that was at a gas station. God forbid he was a very lousy shot. He could have done more damage than he tried. You know, he could have missed them, shot the gas tank. I mean, he was shooting from the ground. I mean, last time I checked, when you go to shooting range, you're not shooting from the ground. You're actually shooting standing up, holding the gun at a firm grip to make sure that whatever caliber you're shooting does not buck back. So, hey, real quick, Jay Stokes. So once again, we have a number to call. We would like for people to call, to chime in any of our conversation that we're having. The number is 646-668-8398. Once again, the number is 646-668-8398. Give us a call anytime. We definitely like to hear from our listeners. Now back to what we were saying.
Only problem with that is we have 2 minutes left in the show.
Oh, I'm just saying in the future. In the future.
Yeah.
And it's funny how time flies.
Yeah, it is funny how time flies. Just for all of you out there, just know that right now we do the show on Wednesday evenings at 11, but eventually we're going to change that time because we know a lot of you are going to sleep, getting ready for the workday the next day. So we get it. But
yes.
Now that we've covered the news stories, just ending on the chemistry note. So obviously, this is the official broadcast of K3mistry, AVIOT. Chemistry is spelled K3mistry. We have many different media channels. We have our YouTube page. Definitely look us up on there, K3mistry Productions. Look us up on Tumblr at K3mistry Productions. You can see our web blog at chemblog.wordpress.com. That's K3mblog.wordpress.com. And just look into the many things that we analyze concerning media. Jay Random and I will always be here on AVIOT. Well, Jay Random might pop in and out every once in a while because he's a busy man. But we're always going to be out there. Yeah. That's true. But we're just here to give you a different take on media out there. So Jay Random, if you will, do you mind closing out the show for us?
Okay, what am I doing? Am I gonna do the bebop or something? What am I doing to close out the show? Because listen, guys, we can't play a song, so when we do the bebop,
Nah.
Hey, yo, listen. So once again.
Jay's the one that had no music today, so we ain't playing no music the entire show. I think we did pretty good. Good suggestion.
No. You know what? We did, and once again, listen, guys, this is only, our third show. So, things will change until we find our right formula. So, but we got 18 seconds before it's over. So, hey, listen, everybody, please call us next week. If you're up at 11, 646-668-8398. Thank you for everyone who's listening. We see y'all next week, Wednesday, 11 o'clock.
Peace.
Peace.